Hello my fellow book addicts, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today I am finally getting a chance to talk about Silver Shadows by Richelle Mead, and this is book 5 in the Bloodline series. I just gotta say, I freaking loved this book. Like, I'm pretty sure I read this in like 1 or 2 sittings, tops. From the moment I started reading, I could not put it down. I just couldn't, and when I did have to put it down, I could only think about picking it up again and keep reading. So, other than going on and on about how much I loved it, there's really not much I can say without going into spoilers. So, if you have not read Silver Shadows yet, I suggest you click away now and come back after you read it, because I'm about to go into my spoilery bits. So, goodbye, non-spoilery people, and hello, spoilery people! Cindy has been stuck in this, isolation room for 3 solid months. So, for 3 solid months, she's been in this tiny, tiny room with nothing. At one point, they gave her, a really crappy, hospital-like gown, or at least that's how I picture it, like a hospital gown, except worse. And pretty much that's the only thing she has. In this room, it's completely dark, and she's given, no entertainment. She's just stuck there with her own thoughts. And the alchemists, they can control her sleep cycles and everything with this, drug they pump in through the air, so they can make her sleep whenever they want, so they can leave her in this continuously groggy state, or pump a stimulant in, which makes her hyper-aware and twitchy. And this is just their way of starting to, wear her down mentally and break her. And she's been in this for 3 months. How she managed to last that long and not break is a shock to me and a huge, huge indication of her character and spirit, in my opinion. So, as Cindy's going through all this, Adrian is he's gone so downhill. He's barely been paying attention to his classes. He's only going because he knows Sydney would want him to go. He's been drinking like crazy, and the few times he does not get totally wasted are certain times during the day where he tries to sober up so he can try and contact Sydney through dreams. In the last few months, he has been unable to do that because of the drugs that are in Sydney's system. Drugs and alcohol and stuff mess with spirits' effects, so that is what has been keeping him from getting in touch with her. And Adrian's getting very little help on trying to find Sydney. Alyssa and Ro can't do anything because Sydney's not her subject. She's not even a Moroi, so it's she has no say in what the alchemists do with their own people, and she can't exactly butt in and do anything about it. Eventually, after these 3 months, Sydney doesn't break, but she goes along pretending that she has seen the light, so to speak, and wants to be helped in this re-education center. So she basically admits, yes, I am a sinner, I am a horrible person, I have turned my back on the lights, blah 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 blah. And the alchemists think, oh good, she's finally given up. So they take her out of this isolation room, get her some clothes, get her washed up, and get her into this re-education program with quite a few other alchemists. And she has to go along pretending that she has seen the lights, and she now thinks Moroi are heartless creatures of the night. So she has to play along with all this propaganda and stuff, and holy crap, re-education is messed up. There's all sorts of punishments to try and keep these guys in line. Sydney accidentally speaks up and voices her own opinions, which gets her sent off to this thing called purging, which basically they inject you with something that makes you beyond nauseous, but you can't actually get sick, which is worse over a long period of time. And as she feels super nauseous, she's shown all sorts of slides of Moroi, and it's basically a psychological tactic to try and associate bad feelings to the Moroi. And this kind of punishment is very, very, very common. But, Cindy sucks up and bears it because she thinks, oh, okay, hopefully there's none of this gas crap in these rooms and whatnot, so I can actually contact Adrian while I sleep. Unfortunately for her, they pump the gas into the bedrooms that all the other re-educating alchemists are. So, yeah, she has no relief from this gas. It's like haunting her, keeping her from contacting Adrian even more. But eventually she manages to recruit some support from the other people stuck in re-education with her. And with the help of her roommate, they manage to block the gas thing in their room so they're gas-free at night, so that she can hopefully get in touch with Adrian and let him know what is up. Unfortunately, going back to Adrian, he's called back to court, and he's been going on these huge partying binges during the night. And he's bringing Nina, this new spirit user we were introduced in the last book, along with him. She has this huge crush on him. I'm so glad that he didn't give in and just have a fling with Nina. The way he was going, I was afraid that things might go to that point. But no, he stays true to Sydney. And Adrian's been on this partying binge for a week. So Sydney's been gas-free for a week or so. And she's been trying to get in touch with Adrian every night. And, he's been too wasted to use spirit at all. So, eventually he manages to get himself sobered up and finally gets in touch with Sydney. And I just gotta say, guys, I actually got teary at that. I really did. I wanted to scream at Sydney. She took so many risks while in re-education. She was using her magic to try and protect herself and all the others from the possibility of being re-inked. And every risk that she took made me more and more nervous. Because it's obvious, things are gonna go wrong. No way this is gonna be smooth sailing. No way. Nah. And she does get caught. But, thankfully, Adrian and Marcus and all the other rebel alchemists host this awesome, epic jailbreak. Which gets all the alchemists that were stuck in re-education, as well as Sydney, out of there. So her and Adrian are on the run. I love how they go to Vegas at one point and have a Vegas wedding. I thought that was super sweet, just how Adrian took the time to try and give Sydney a really nice wedding. And then they're running through Vegas in their wedding gear still, trying to get to safety. And can I just say, Sydney is a badass. One of the alchemists has Adrian at gunpoint and tell Sydney hey, back off and calm down or else pretty boy here is gonna get shot. Then Sydney goes all Avatar on the alchemist's ass and just starts using fire everywhere, threatening another group of alchemists yeah, try me, you shoot him, these guys die, try me. And the alchemists don't think she has it in her, and she's just you really want to test me? Come on, I dare ya, I double dog dare ya. And I was so afraid that Adrian was gonna get shot. With how messed up the alchemists have been, or we've learned that they are, it wouldn't put past me for them to shoot Adrian and try Sydney. But they didn't. They get away and get swept off to court. Adrian pulls a really risky card, hey, technically Sydney is one of your subjects now, Alyssa. She's my wife and I'm your subject, so in a way she is too. You need to offer her protection from the alchemist. And his little wild card actually works, and Alyssa offers protection to Sydney, but they have to stay in court for this to happen. And of course, everyone in court who learns about Adrian and Sydney are what? But, she's safe in court, so it's all good for now until they figure things out. And, I got all happy because it's yeah, they succeeded. But, of course, we can't end things off on a happy note. There has to be something that puts us on edge until the last and final book comes out. next year. And that's, Jill was apparently kidnapped. She's not in Palm Springs. She was swept away by who knows who. That's how we end this book. And I'm very, very interested to see where things are in the next book. Like, holy crap. Is there going to be a huge war between the alchemists and the Moroi? Things are not going to be resolved easily. That much I can guess for sure. And I gotta say, I'm pretty sure the alchemists took Jill. Just think about it. They have the most motivation and the means. They know where Jill is. They know how important she is. So the whole family law still hasn't been resolved. Lyssa still needs Jill to be queen. If Jill's gone, Lyssa's no longer queen. And that messes all sorts of stuff up. Sydney's protection would be void. So, things are getting real, and I can't wait to see how this series is wrapped up. So, I'm gonna wrap this video up here, and I hope to see you guys next time. Keep on reading, my fellow book addicts. Keep on reading.